Welcome my amigos. Welcome to the Quixote News Network. I am here with two very special comrades. First, I want to introduce you to my sweet Dulcinea. You may know her as Rosie. But whatever names you call her, you cannot break her bones, because Rosie is very strong. She is stronger than an ox. But smell, my friends, is not everything. To my crooked nose, Rosie smells more sweetly than any other riveting flower of a reporter anywhere. Also here today is Larry. Larry is a former intelligence analyst with the CIA. Larry is a great guy.
Well, most people confuse me with the black basketball player Larry Johnson, known as Grandmama, except I'm shorter, fatter, whiter, and older.
Larry will never put up with any bull crap. Not from nobody. Now I will shut up, so we can get started.
Man, I gotta go get my sunglasses. That shirt you're rocking. You're looking good, dude. Styling. Are you going to announce that we're going to start a clothing line? You know, the shirts, the Larry shirt collection.
No.
Oh.
I wish the whole Monty Python crew was a little younger and all of them still alive, because I'd like to have them dressed up as Houthi warlords. And they're sitting there listening, watching Donald Trump going, capitulate? Did you capitulate? I didn't capitulate. Did you capitulate? No, I didn't capitulate. Hilarious, because that's what happened. They didn't capitulate. We did. But we called it victory, and that
Larry,
worse than that will happen.
Larry, sorry to interrupt you. It is funny that you mentioned the Pythons. Rosie got an interview today with a very famous character from Monty Python's Flying Circus Show.
Hilarious.
Well, I think they should attack the lower classes. First with bombs and rockets, destroying their homes, and then when they run helpless into the streets, mowing them down with machine guns. And then, of course, releasing the vultures. I know these views are unpopular, but I have never courted popularity.
I think there should be more race prejudice. Less race prejudice.
No matter what the trouble is, no matter what the scare, America's got no worries. We really do not care. We can always make up lies. That's often what we done. But if that do not work too good, we'll just kill you with a gun. Kill you with a gun.
America's got to parties. At least that's how it looks. But there really is no difference. We're all a bunch of crooks. We're puppets of the oligarchs. We serve the corporate class. Our wars and coups kill millions. Our Pentagon kicks ass.
We've had some wars with Russia, and all our proxies lost. But now they're building up with BRICS. We'll fight at any cost. Fight at any cost. We don't need no education. No hospitals or welfare. We'll stop wasting handouts to the poor. We're gonna get that friggin' bear. We poked the bear since 1917, but they keep coming back. So we'll hand out $1 trillion a year for a big and beautiful attack. Yeah, big first strike attack. But never blame Yahoo. Israel is always on our side. They're our best puppet forever. and support our genocide. Support our genocide.
And now for something completely different. And now for something more completely different.
Welcome to Nationwide. Well, everyone is talking today about the Third World War, which broke out this morning. But here on Nationwide, we're going to get away from that for a bit and look instead at the latest theory that sitting down regularly in a comfortable chair can rest your legs. It sounds very nice, doesn't it? But can it be done? Is it possible or practical for many of us in our jobs and with the sort of busy lives we lead to sit down in a comfortable chair just when we want? We sent our reporter, John Dull, to find out.
Get the hell out of my chair!
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
For the forces of civilization to triumph, America and Israel must stand together.
We now return you to our regular program.
Eight. Larry Johnson.
Flying circus!
I am sorry everybody, but I need to interrupt this crazy madness. Hey Larry, are you there? Thanks for dropping in. Larry, I did not know that you could do such great impressions of the Pythons. A few minutes ago, You did a fantastic impression of a news anchorman. This anchorman introduced a stupid story about comfortable chairs. In a completely different show. The Spanish Inquisition tortured an old lady. With a comfy chair. Can you play the narrator for that segment?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. That is great. Thank you so much, my amigo.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
In the early years of the 16th century, to combat the rising tide of religious unorthodoxy, the Pope gave Cardinal Jimenez of Spain leave to move without let or hindrance throughout the land in a reign of violence, terror, and torture that makes a smashing film. This was the Spanish Inquisition.
Israel is presented as though we are applying a campaign of starvation in Gaza. What a bold-faced lie. There is no policy of starvation in Gaza, and there is no starvation in Gaza. We enable humanitarian aid throughout the duration of the war to enter Gaza, otherwise there would be no Gazans. And what has interdicted the supply of humanitarian aid is one force, Hamas. Again, the reversal of truth. Hamas robs, steals this humanitarian aid, and then accuses Israel of not supplying it.
If those hostages aren't back, if they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is. And if they're not returned, all of them, I would say all hell is going to break out.
Got it backwards. You, evangelical preachers, with your persistent support for monstrous, murderous madmen slaughtering tens and hundreds of thousands of innocent men, women, children, babies, and you are praising. You're praising the people that are pulling the triggers. You're praising the people that are dropping the bombs. You're praising the snipers that are picking off little children one by one. You are giving them the cover of the Bible. You're telling your people the Bible supports this. You're telling them Jesus supports this. You're telling them the Christian faith supports this. And you're telling them that if you, the crowd, if they don't support it, then they're not going to be blessed of God. And people are standing out there and they're going, that makes no sense. That defies the laws of nature given us by our Creator, that it defies everything I ever thought Jesus stood for, everything I thought Christianity stood for, but now I guess I'm not. I guess it's a war God, it's a war faith, it's a war religion. I don't want it. I'm gone. At least have the courage to stand up and tell the truth about the genocide in Gaza.
So, you think you are strong because you can survive the soft cushions? Well, we shall see. Now, You will stay in the comfy chair until lunchtime, with only a cup of coffee at 11. Confess! 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 I confess! Not you!
Here we are. The battle of the shirts continues. Yeah, well, okay, look. We have to do something to try to lighten the mood because all the subjects we're talking about are so damn depressing and so dangerous.
You are accused of heresy on 3 counts. Heresy by thought, heresy by word, heresy by deed, and heresy by action. 4 counts. Do you confess? Confess! 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 Confess!
But when you look at the facts, that's a lie. There is no genocide in Gaza. No genocide. There is no genocide in Gaza.
Here at the Quixote News Network, we know exactly how difficult it is for activists to keep on struggling against the world's modern-day crusaders. Sometimes we need to poke some fun at those crazy fools who drive around in the world's biggest war machine, under very comfortable, with committing mass murder, genocide, and other war crimes.
This name change, it's about restoring. Words matter. It's restoring the warrior ethos, restoring intentionality to the use of force. The War Department is going to fight to win. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're going to raise up warriors, not just defenders. We're going to set the tone for this country. America first, peace through strength, brought to you by the War Department.
Another thing that keeps me going is that Larry Johnson sometimes drops in with a few words of wisdom. Hey Larry, I need to ask you 2 questions. What keeps you going? Why do you wear such funny-looking shirts? And what is the meaning of Monty Python's iconic comfy chair? Oops, sorry my amigo, that's 3 questions.
I've heard, there's been some criticism, people saying, you should wear a suit and tie. Look, it's not like we're not on here talking about what's the best potato salad recipe, what preferred drink do you have at a picnic, how do you make a great margarita. Unfortunately, we're talking about some pretty grim, dangerous things that are bad for the world. So if we can, maybe through the shirts, have a little bit of lightness, it's our silver lining in that otherwise dark cloud.
as your best potato salad recipe? What is your preferred drink at a picnic? And how do you make a great margarita?
We're fed a story, and we become, to quote the Pink Floyd song, we become comfortably numb to the government killing people, and we become comfortably numb sitting in a story, a comfortable story. We become numb to the genocide. We've already seen that the vast majority of countries in the world are content to let this murder go on. They may make some statements saying, "Oh, we think that's really bad," but they actually don't do anything that they're capable of doing, such as shutting down commerce, closing down the embassy. If 150 countries did that, then maybe Israel would start getting the message that it can't continue to be this murderous group of thugs that they have been. And for the world to stand by idly and do nothing is just, it's a sin.
I think I heard the president speak tonight. He said, "Listen, they better do it, or how can I speak for him?" He said, "All hell breaks loose." Okay.
Thanks, Larry. On behalf of the Quixote News Network, I want to say that you and your noisy search are a silver lining in this struggle for truth and sanity. Thank you for exposing the bullcrap of so many comforting fairy tales. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Larry, but tell me if you agree. Do you also think that we need to poke some serious fun at news propaganda that makes society so bloody ignorant, that people are happy to sit in their soft comfy chairs and do nothing, even when corporations are making a big bloody killing by blowing up the planet?
Oh, absolutely. Goodness said it better, brother.
Okay, thanks again, Larry. I know you are a busy guy, but before you take off, can you please conclude today's show with another one of your great Monty Python impressions?
This man is Ernest Scribbler, writer of jokes. In a few moments, he will have written the funniest joke in the world, and as a consequence, he will die laughing.
The latest theory that sitting down regularly in a comfortable chair can rest your legs.
It was obvious that this joke was lethal. No one could read it and live. It was not long before the army became interested in the military potential of the killer joke. Under top security, the joke was hurried to a meeting of Allied commanders at the Ministry of War. Top brass were impressed. Tests on Salisbury Plain confirmed the joke's devastating effectiveness at a range of up to 50 yards. In 1945, peace broke out. It was the end of the joke. Joke warfare was banned at the special session of the Geneva Convention, and in 1950, the last remaining copy of the joke was laid to rest here in the Berkshire countryside, never to be told again. It was a fantastic success, over 60,000 times as powerful as Britain's great pre-war joke, and one which Hitler just couldn't match.
Besondere, keiner mehr damit Arbeit leben wird. Wir und nicht dem Trommelfeuer der Granaten und sind trotzdem.
Ihr könnt nicht anders sein, als mit uns verbunden. Die großen Kolonnen unserer Bewegung heute siegen durch Deutschland.